good summer, isn't it? Good morning. This is Heather from the future as far as this video is concerned. I wanted to pop in real quick in the beginning of this video to let you guys know that I do have a pre-order going on right now for mugs. Being that it's a pre-order, there is no limit, so everybody gets a chance at a Sage and Stone mug. This particular mug is a 14-ounce capacity. It's handmade in Wisconsin by Sunset Hill Stoneware. The glazes are non-toxic and they're absolutely wonderful mugs. This is the same company that we've used for our mugs and bowls in the past. It is a pre-order and I will be closing the order down the 1st of March and placing my order with Sunset Hill. After that, it takes about 8 to 12 weeks for them to get the mugs completed, and then they'll ship it to me and I'll ship it out to you. I expect you guys to have your mugs in the beginning part of June, but I'll keep in contact with you guys. So yeah, if you'd like to pre-order a mug, the link is down below. We are in between our two main kidding groups for this spring kidding season. We just had 5 does deliver. Babies are bouncing around. There's 7 bucks and 2 does on the ground right now, and we've already milked and we've already passed out cookies, so you girls are fine. You cannot come in here. As I'm sure you saw, I have the Disbudding iron heating up right here. I do have a gate on my milking area that I've closed so the dog or children don't run in here and potentially touch or knock down that iron. It gets incredibly hot. Someone asked that I show again in detail how to disbud a baby, so I will be doing that. I know that's not everybody's favorite thing, but I'll make sure that I put a timestamp so that you guys can skip it, the ones that don't want to watch it. But while it's heating up, I thought we'd do a little baby check. Oh, they're so cute. I just let Shindy and her babies out today. They are 2 days old, almost. I guess as of 7 tonight, they'll be 2 days old. But all these babies have their hops. They're the cutest. Well, hey, sweet thing. It happens. It's not great. The little baby that we are disbudding today, where did he go? Right there. It's little Biscuit. Biscuit is a week old today. He's kind of tiny, but then again, so is his mama. So we waited a little bit extra long, but really I don't want to go further than a week old, especially for bucks. Does you can almost get away with 2 weeks old, depending on how their little horn buds develop. Oh, see, it's not uncommon for a mama to kind of kick around babies that are not hers, but they handle it quite well and they figure things out. Look at Red's udder, you guys. Doesn't that look so good? I'm so excited. I want to keep a doe out of her so bad. Tizzy's buckling with weird back legs. He's this one right here. He's doing great. His back legs look completely normal now. No signs that he ever had those contracted tendons. And they're nursing well. Hey, baby boy. You are handsome. This little guy gets to skip disbudding. He's the only polled baby that we have in the barn right now. And polled is naturally hornless. Shindy's naturally hornless. And she passed that on to him. He doesn't have to worry about this. This here is my disbudding box. We didn't make this, I bought it, but there are plans online where you can make one of these and you can buy the little headrest and latches and things separately. I use the same size box for standard kids, for Nigerians, and for minis. What I do with super small kids is actually stuff a towel or an old sweatshirt or something down into the bottom so that they can have their legs supported while they're in here. Some people don't use a disbudding box. I really like it. I have less to worry about. He's a little small, so I'm gonna put this towel up here. See, it's actually an old sweatshirt that I've stuffed in there. This piece of wood helps support their belly. So you put the back legs in the back, front legs in the front, and then head out the hole. I can smell that that's getting hot, which is good. We want it as hot as possible. Here you go, baby. I know it's weird. I know. All right, So what I'm gonna do first is shave off the hair around his little horn buds. His horn buds are right here. If you look, you can kind of see a swirl happening where their horn bud is coming in, and you can really feel, especially on bucks, the little baby horn bud. And you don't have to shave it. I sometimes don't, but there's a lot of smoke when you leave the hair on, and it just helps you know exactly where you are placing the iron. See, these horn buds are actually quite big. All right, so you're able to see really well where his horn buds are. And on some babies you can see it, but I can't really see it on his, but I can feel it. There is a ridge, a horn ridge that comes down to a point. And this is much more pronounced on bucks. And if you're going to get scurs or a little bit of extra horn left over, this is usually where it comes from. So last year when I disbudded my bucklings, I did not do the figure 8 method. I do regret that. I have a lot of scurs from my bucklings from last year, and I don't love it. Scurs, they can be a little bit ugly. They can grow in kind of wonky patterns, sometimes even to the point of growing into the skull, and they have to be cut off and removed and constantly managed. We really want to avoid that. And so what I'm probably going to do for him is the figure 8 as well. I don't do the figure 8 on does. It doesn't seem to matter for them. They have less of a large horn that grows. So my disbudding iron has been sitting here for a while. I have it directly plugged into the wall. And that is what you want, because if you have it going through an extension cord, the energy output of the outlet can be a little bit weaker by the time it makes it to the iron. And we want the iron to be getting as much power to it as possible, so it is as hot as possible, so that we can do a good job. We don't want to cause him any more stress than is really needed for the procedure. All right, it's really nice if you have La Manchas. You don't have to worry about ears at this point. But what I like to do is actually take my middle finger and place it in their mouth. It helps me hold them. You just want to be careful that you're not pushing too far or too hard down on their nose, because they still have to breathe, but you can kind of hold them still. And ideally you would have a leather glove while you're doing this. I have stopped using my leather glove. If I burn myself, it's my fault, but I think that you should use a leather glove, especially if you are brand new to disbudding. All right, so what I have here, I believe this is the 1/2 inch iron by Reinhardt. It's not the smaller one, it's the bigger one. And what I'm aiming to do is get that whole big horn bud inside the iron. And I'm going to be pressing firmly and rotating the iron around to completely burn that bud. And what I do is a really complete way of disbudding. I do what's called flipping the cap. So the entire area is going to have a burn around it down to the bone, and we're going to be flicking that cap off of the bone, and it will expose the top of the skull. I know this sounds super brutal, but this is the best way to get a thorough disbudding. And honestly, they tolerate this much better than they tolerate something like banding for castration. All right, so here we go. I'm going to get this tied up out of the way, and I will show you what we do. This is just the first part of it. Okay, you're all right. All right, so we've got him secure. You can see the horn bud. My iron is red hot. And I'm going to count for about 10 seconds, rotating the iron around with a firm pressure. There we go. All right. So that cap did take a little bit to get off, but what I did was kind of put some pressure down on one side of the burn and flick upwards just to get that horn cap off. I don't know if I can find where it went, but the little horn that was forming, as well as the skin over it and around it, is removed. And see, this is what you have. And you can see a little bit where the blood supply was starting to come in to grow that horn. When I do the figure 8 disbud, my iron is going to go over that spot, so that will cauterize that just fine. You can kind of see the ridge right here. When I go in for the second burn of this area, that's exactly where I'm going to aim, to get the center of the iron over this ridge here. So I'm giving him a break, but I'm also allowing my iron to heat back up. We want it as hot as possible so it's as clean of a process as possible. So I'm not going to do the figure 8 quite yet. I'm just going to work on getting this other horn bud off. I have to be really careful because this is the side that's closest to my hand. All right, got him secure. Just going to repeat the process. There we go. Got a little bit of bleeding over here, so I'm just gonna put the side of the iron on that. Okay. Give him a break. Let our iron heat up. You're doing good, dude. Yep. So I'm gonna put my hand in position again. And this time I'm going for that horn ridge. So when I'm placing the iron, I'm going to be putting it right over where I can see or feel that ridge to get the ridge in the center of the iron. Okay. All right. One more and then we're done. If you can see a little bit of bleeding, you can go ahead and take the side of the iron and just lightly tap the area to cauterize it. You can see at this point there's no problem. He doesn't have any feeling there anymore. All right, now this looks rough. That's because it is. And so we've got a figure 8 disc bud right here. He should not have any problems with scurs. The skin and hair will all grow back over this spot, and you will not even know that this happened in about a matter of 4 to 6 weeks. I like to put over a little bit of blue coat on the top. You could use any kind of antiseptic. Really, this is just redundant. That iron is so dang hot. There's really no live bacteria on his head at all, but it will just help stave off bacteria that maybe could come on from blowing around on the dust or something. It will just add a layer of protection. A lot of people also use a product called Alu Shield, and that works too. Oop. There we go. Pull him out. And while I'm at it, I may grab Tizzy's bucklings just to see. They are a little bit bigger than him, and they're within the window where the disc bud will be the most thorough. You want to get it when the buds are just forming, but they're not too big. And too big really is if they don't fit in the middle of that iron. You don't want them to have developed that blood supply to the horn. You want the blood supply to still be underneath their skull. There he is. And he's okay. We'll go give him back to Mama. See what she thinks of him. He does smell a little different right now. That's your baby girl. There we go. Hey. So why do we disbud? I used to not disbud my goats, and you know, I like horns. I really do. But what I was finding when it came to selling my goats is that, at least in my area, people prefer their goats without horns. A lot of people have small children, and goats really can be a little bit of a hazard. I actually was just speaking to someone who had to put one of her butt goats in the freezer because he had his horns and he used his horns, and it was a big problem for them. I have sold some goats goats that I did not disbud as babies simply because they used their horns too much. There were Nigerian dwarves that had their horns around these standard goats at basically utter height, and we've had goats get stuck in fences. Admittedly, I have goats every year that get stuck in fences that do not have horns, but still, they have a higher likelihood of getting stuck in fences when they have their horns. Horns do serve a purpose. Horns are the goat's air conditioning system. We talked about the blood vessel that is in the horns. Unlike antlers, horns keep that blood vessel for the entire life of the animal, and blood running out of the body through those horns really does help cool the goats down in summer. But the benefits of disbudding them outweighed the risk of keeping horns in our experience. This is something that every producer is going to have to establish for themselves on their own farm. See, this is what the figure 8 looks like. And this is what the regular disbud looks like. And you can see this part right here. That's the horn ridge that will become or form a scur later on if it's not taken off. I'm not going to be doing his sister today because Doe's horn buds take a lot longer to develop. She's also a lot smaller, and so she's not quite ready. It's not fun, but the result is nice. You all right, Mr. Dude? Yeah, I'm okay. I want my mama. It's a little bit hard to see because he's a little bit dark colored, and so is the blue coat, but that's it. He's all done. There's Tori. Hey girl, here's your boy. He's been disbudded just like you were. Aw, Alpa's being sweet. You're a sweet girl. Yeah. What are you doing? It's been probably 30 minutes since he was disbudded. He's already playing King of the Mountain with his friend. He's fine. Hey, sweet thing. Hey, sweet thing. I know it's not time to do you yet. You can like barely even feel him in there. I'll get her though. Yes. She's a sweet girl and he's a sweet boy. How you doing, Toddy? Toddy had his disbud a little while ago. You can kind of see it's going to look like that for quite a while before the skin grows back over. Elpis here was actually my first disbud ever. I will link that video down below. It's actually quite cringy to me now, but I filmed my first ever disbudding and I decided to post it. And I thought that it was valuable because it might help shed light to other people who might be wanting to disbud themselves what a first disbudding experience might be like. Elpis did great. She has no scurs. I don't know if you can see in the dark here, but her head is good. She doesn't want us coming near her. What do you think I'm doing? I'm just trying to show them your pretty head. Nah, she's not here for it. It's because I don't have cookies. But anyway, if you want to disbud yourself, you can. It's very scary. It's probably one of the scariest things that you'll do, but once you get the hang of it, it's really no big deal. Hey little girl. Shindy, your babies are getting around today. It's a very nice day out. Stormy using the booster for their water. Hey babies. Hey, you want to come in my lap? I know, do I smell kind of funny right now? I do smell funny. Hey, sweet girl. How are you? Oh, no, I'll protect you. I'll protect you. Your mama's protecting you, huh? Yeah, she is. She knows I'm not going to hurt you. Yep. You're a pretty girl. She's a pretty chocolate buckskin. You want to play? Nah, the boys like to play that game. Not necessarily the girls. You can come in my lap too. There's plenty of space. Admittedly, I have not been dividing my time equally among the babies. This little girl has just absolutely stolen my heart. Yes, you have. She's still doing that thing with her tongue. She's so cute. You can just relax, you know? You could just chill. Yeah. There's Molly. Hi, Molly. You're gonna be nice to her, right? Yes, Tori. I was protecting your child while you were at the bar, at the hay bar. You know, Shindy, Tori's nice to your babies. Socializing our dam raised babies is a place that I really slacked last season. I can't even really remember why. I'm thinking it was cold after the babies were born or something. It makes it a lot harder to sit and really enjoy the babies when it's cold for a couple reasons. Number one, it's cold. But because of that, number two, all of the goats are in the barn, and I have a lot of very friendly goats that will be all up in my face if I'm sitting on the ground. Sitting on the ground is how I can be less intimidating to the babies and have them come up to me and climb on me and chew on me, and that's how they're going to bond with me and get used to me. But if I've got, you know, 500-pound goats also trying to sit in my lap, the babies get pushed out, and so it can become a problem. But when it's nice out, the does are usually a lot more spread out, and I can get away with this a lot more often. My children used to come and play with the baby goats while I was milking. As they've gotten older and maybe the novelty of baby goats has worn off, they are a lot less likely to really want to come out here. We just got a friend snuggling up to us. That's Shindy's big buckling. And there's her little one. Tonka just has a face obsession. She's climbing me, trying to get up to my face. There's nothing up here for you. No, that nose is not a teat. Oh, Molly, that was not kind. Yeah, she's all right. Thank you for letting me borrow your daughter. She's so cute. I love her. You have your boy behind me. Oh. Oh, Shindy. Gracious. Hello, hello. Happy Saturday. We are in the shed with a newly cleaned freeze dryer. It looks really good since the Kaheta explosion. And we're actually going to be freeze drying something today that I have never freeze dried before. I saw on a channel called Roots and Rabbits Homestead that she actually freeze dries her rabbits' feet as dog treats. And I'm very intrigued. We have done ears in the dehydrator before, and my friend Megan has done chicken feet in her dehydrator before, but I've never used the freeze dryer, and I'm really excited to test this out because this is something we normally not throw away, but normally this goes in the pig pen. The feet, at least. I usually will put the ears in the dehydrator, like I said. My husband processed these rabbits last Monday, and we have the back feet as well as the front feet and some ears. I'm not going to be super picky about how these go on the trays, and I'm also not going to rinse them off. I imagine that any residual from processing will be flavorful for the dogs. What I do know though is anytime you're putting raw meat or something like this in the freeze dryer, you want to clean the freeze dryer thoroughly afterwards because it's not going to kill any kind of bacteria. While the item is dry, that bacteria isn't able, it's not active, and so you don't have to worry. But if any moisture gets to it, the theory is that it could like essentially come back to life. I have no idea if that is true, but we just take precautions. So here's tray number 1. Something I've never done before either is make the Lucky Rabbit's Foot keychains. I want to do that someday too. That involves soaking the rabbit foot in isopropyl alcohol, I believe, for a little while. I wasn't able to fully fill up all 5 trays, so what I'm going to do so that my freeze dryer has an even distribution is actually just poach some from each tray to even it out and make sure that I have all the trays filled. They don't have to be filled to the brim, they just have to be balanced. Also, just a little bit of a disclaimer, I'm not some sort of dog or animal nutritionist. I have heard people go back and forth whether or not bone and hair is okay for dogs to consume. From what I understand, it is in moderation, and so we're fine with it, but definitely don't do anything you're not comfortable with. All right, there we go. We're all loaded up, and I'm curious to see how long this takes. It is something that we are going to be able to finish in this video. Ooh, good afternoon. It's a little bit chilly today, very wet. We did have some rain. I don't think we got as much rain as we were supposed to, which is good because it means we're far less muddy than we probably could have gotten. But very exciting day. We just went and picked up our pig for the year. We've got to get our wagon so we can wheel her back.
Fortunately, she's not too heavy and shouldn't be difficult in the mud.
Yeah, no. There she is. Watch your finger. Spicy. Chloe's just one roommate this year.
I'm gonna rotate it, name her away from the gate.
Oh.
Maybe I'll get this out first.
Okay.
Oh, I don't need both of us in there.
No. Oh. All right, little girl. Come on out. Come on out. Go on. Go on. There you go. Hey, girl.
Expected a much more explosive exit.
Yeah. Chloe's more interested in the crate.
Yeah.
There you go, Chloe. Yeah, that's what I thought. But she's fast enough. I do want her to know where the shelter is. It looks like she's beelining for it. Well, you'll figure it out, huh? There she goes. Yep, perfect. That's the shelter. There's water literally everywhere. I know, does she smell like other pigs, Chloe? I'm sorry you didn't get to live alone for super long this year. Yeah. Lots of people assume Chloe is sad and wants a friend. Chloe is not sad to live alone. She actually does not like having a roommate. But this is our pig pen. This is where we raise them. All right, you're gonna go check her out? She's in the house. I can see inside the pig shelter from inside the barn, so we'll go monitor from over there. Hey, babies. Hey, guys. You're eating your mama's beard, huh? There she is. She's faster than you, Chloe. This won't last long, guys. Don't worry. Come here, Chloe. Are you unimpressed? So unimpressed. She says, are we really gonna do this every year? Yes, we are. Now, this is the first year that we've raised a pig that is a more like standard breed, a bigger size pig. We've only ever raised Kunis and like American Guinea hog crosses. I'm really excited to have a larger hog to put into the freezer. That's why we only have one. Last year we raised 2 pigs, and you know, it got a little bit less meat than I expected out of those 2 pigs, so I'm excited. It's gonna last us the year, but just. Yeah, I'm sorry. It's just, this is where we keep pigs, you know? It's the pig pen. Hey, bunnies. She's not in here. She's not in here. Shindy's baby in the corner. Melee. She's looking good. Here she is. Hey, girl. Hey, piggy. Aww. I know, a little makeshift house for tonight. Yeah, I woke Chloe up by accident. That was a mistake. I'm sorry. Alright, so there's Lufa, the new piggy. I put her little bucket out here. I put some cinder blocks on either side. I don't want Chloe to try to push it away or mess it up. What I may do is go back in the barn and throw some grain in Chloe's pen just to call her back in so she leaves this alone. Chloe, ma'am, hey, Chloe, come here. Chloe! Look at all the goats. They're like, what do you have? Chloe! Chloe! Big beak! There. Oh. Wow. This is definitely working out differently than the last time we gave Chloe some companions. Good morning. The freeze dryer has actually been done for quite a while. It says that all of the rabbit parts took 21 hours to freeze dry. I think it took about 12 hours less than that, since I do have my freeze dryer set to do just an automatic 12 extra hours of dry time. But it's in a deep freeze at the moment. You can see the condensation on the outside. This is what they look like right now. I noticed that the rabbit feet kind of splayed out as they dried. Isn't that weird? Anyway, we're gonna set this on warm trays just to bring everything back up to normal temperature, or at least room temperature, to minimize condensation on the rabbit feet when we pull it out. But while that's doing the thing, let's go check on the pigs. Good morning, handsome. Buster got a springtime booty shave. It's a beautiful foggy morning. Admittedly, I have already been out here this morning checking on the pigs. They are doing well. I don't think little Miss Lufa used her little bucket last night, but that's okay, because she found a way to get into the shelter with Chloe. Actually, it looks like they're both outside this morning. Hey girls, y'all getting along better this morning? It looks like it. How was it last night? Oh, are you guys friends now? I didn't think so, but you know, that's better than it was yesterday, huh, Chloe? You liking her a little better? She's gonna be bigger than you, so you better be nice to her. I think she might be eating the hay out of there, which is fine. So when I came out to check this morning, nobody was outside. Couldn't find little Lufa anywhere, and I was kind of nervous that she somehow got out. But, hey, you're so loud. You're so loud, Winnie. I came in here and looked in their shelter, And Chloe was in her normal spot. And then Miss Lufa was actually on the other side of that little baby pig board right there. Originally, when we got pigs, we had planned to breed them. I had a breeding trio of Kunis. Problem is, I raised them up together from piglets, and so they had kind of a sibling mindset and never would breed. Even when I separated the boar and put him back with the gilts, he never bred them, and so we ended up putting all 3 of them in the freezer. But I had put up this little board. It's kind of buried in the hay right now, but there's a space underneath the board about maybe 8-10 inches from the ground. And the theory behind that is if when mama has her babies and gets to laying down, sometimes she can squash her babies. This gives the babies a spot with maybe a heat lamp hanging where they can safely get out from under mama and not have to worry about being crushed. Well, when we didn't end up breeding the pigs, we just left that board up there, and it seems like it's doing a good job keeping Lufa safe. Not that I think Chloe would hurt her. I don't. I just think Chloe is annoyed with her. I think if Chloe wanted to hurt her, she would have by now. How's it going, Frenzy? I gotta check on you. We're about a week away from Frenzy's due date. Not a ton of udder. It's there though. And she's not super big. Do you have a single in there for me? Maybe a single doeling? And there's Melee. She's due on the 21st. See if we can get behind her. Oh yeah, we've still got a ways to go. Good girl, May. I feel her ligaments still. I haven't been able to touch Melee a whole lot because she hasn't been my friendliest goat. But she's coming around for sure. I know, you're so whiny. You want cookies, don't ya? Well, I need to go unload the freeze dryer. We just came to check on the pigs. Buster, your haircut. Here we are. Tray of rabbit feet. Oh yeah, they feel crunchy. Here's one of the ears. It's a little bit more bendy than when I dehydrate them. Huh, I wonder if these are actually done. I mean, they feel super dry. It's just more leathery than I expected. Huh, I expected them to be crispy. I mean, it rips like paper, like real thick paper. Kind of feels like if you were to rip a dollar bill, how it's got that, I don't know if it's fabric or what money is really made of, but that's what it feels like. Very interesting. I am going to put them in Ziplocs. I'm pretty sure we're going to go through them super fast. There's actually a website that I found, another Homestead, that does freeze-dried, not just feet and ears, but little rabbit hide treats as well. And I'll link them below if you're interested in trying something like this out with your dog. One thing I thought about doing that we'll probably do next time is also freeze dry things like the hearts, lungs, and liver for treats as well. You know, get the most out of our bunnies. There we go. We're gonna be processing more rabbits in probably about 4 weeks, and so hopefully the dogs like them. Let's go see what Buster thinks. Yeah, you knew I was doing something for you, didn't you? What do you think of that? He's gonna walk away with it, as he does. Can we see you eat it? You're doing an ear? These are a little different than the ones you've had before. Good boy. That's it for now, okay? Now the puppy Nugget, he's in the middle of a nap right now, and he's probably not old enough for the feet. I don't think he's got the chewing power. He doesn't have his adult teeth in right now, but he could definitely try an ear later for sure. I know you liked that, didn't you? He is so smart. He knows rabbits have 2 ears. Do you know they have 2 feet as well? Huh? We've got to pace ourselves, sir. Okay, that's it, okay? It's safe to say that Buster approves. Now, of course, as I mentioned, I'm not a vet. I'm not an animal nutritionist. but what I do know is that freeze drying is different than dehydrating, where there is a little bit of heat involved in freeze drying, but not to the same degree as dehydrating. And so the bones that are in the feet are a lot less likely to splinter when they are freeze dried. Look at him coming for more. That's it. That's it for now. Huh? You want your actual breakfast? Good afternoon. Happy Tuesday. I've got me a nugget right now. He is not allowed to be unsupervised inside the house if he's not in his crate and he just woke up from a nap. So we're gonna take him to the greenhouse. So these are the starts that we started. It was towards the end of December. We have candy onions. I think I'm gonna stick these back in the shed and not put them out, but there's some cauliflower and cabbage right here. There's cauliflower over here and some broccoli. And then there's some kale right there. I think we are going to at least prepare some of the beds in the greenhouse today, but I need my seed starting space for the frost tender things like tomatoes and peppers, and so some of this does have to get moved over. Come on, dude. Come here. I started using a long line and basically a tether for him because he has gotten a lot more comfortable in the couple weeks that he's been here, and it means that he's getting into things that he probably shouldn't, and he's not listening as well. He's not as scared and glued to my hip, and so I need to make sure that he stays close. See, you're stuck. You're stuck. Careful, you're kind of tangled. Oof. There we go. Okay, so I've hooked him to the cattle panel in here. There we go. Shut off the fan so we can hear ourselves think. You hear the helicopters and bombs and things. Don't forget, we live next to a military installation. They're doing a lot of training. I know, this is what we do, man. This side of the greenhouse over here is where I planted quite a few things that did not make it through the hard freeze that we had in the last, I don't know, how long ago was it? A month ago? And so a lot of this soil doesn't necessarily need amending. They grew some plants, like some nitrogen was taken up, but not a whole lot. And I am a little bit worried about over fertilizing in here and creating a nitrogen imbalance. I haven't tested the soil on this side of the greenhouse. One of the issues with testing my soil is I think because of the way that I filled the beds with the lasagna method, that unless I take samples all the way through the bed, I don't think I'm getting necessarily an accurate representation of the nutrition in the bed or what is going to be available to the plants. Because what is available, 5 inches below the soil could be quite different to what is available about 10 inches below the soil. I do know that in this bed right here, I have a volunteer chamomile that I do plan to leave, but the rest of it I'm going to snip out and get out of the way. Wow. That broccoli actually started to put roots along the stem. I didn't know broccoli would do that. I meant to give Nugget his treat. He's over here chewing on I don't know what. Hey, tomatoes? Yeah, old tomatoes, who knows? What's this? This is a rabbit ear. You wanna try that? It's better than that tomato. Yeah. He's like, but what do I do with it? Something that I did not do this past fall that I normally would have, and I'm also going to skip it this spring, is I did not put mulch in the beds. And that is because I have noticed over the last few years, as I'm sure a lot of you have noticed, that there are a lot of barky pieces in the commercially available soil as it is. This is not something that I added to the bed. I just amended with the Miracle-Gro Organics raised bed and garden soil. And it seems like these larger pieces kind of just naturally come to the surface while the smaller bits get watered in. And so it essentially creates its own mulch. So I don't feel like mulch is necessary. In fact, it could be detrimental. Me adding even more barky bits at first can rob the soil of a lot of nitrogen. And then after it has adequately broken down, that nitrogen does come back into the soil and you can wind up with too much nitrogen, which can attract aphids. So again, even though I can soil test and figure these things out, it is something that constantly fluctuates. So right now I'm just kind of looking at my plants and deciding where to go and what to do.
Through the blinds, wash away the worries like a winding tide. Yesterday left far behind, your sweet scent fills my lungs open wide. In this soft light, troubles fade away with you. No need for words to say your love, a gentle breeze that carries me through. I give up the world, the moon, the sky. For you, I'd reach so high. Across the ocean, I'd soar with pride. For you, I give up my dreams, my hopes, my view. For you, what more could I ever do? I give up the world, the moon, the sky. For you, in the silent dawn, you stir from sleep. Sunlight paints your face.
Are you over it? Hey sir, are you over it? So yeah, I'm so over it and I would love to go. Good afternoon. Sorry, I didn't bring you with me when I harvested and canned some mushrooms today, but I got to use my Nesco because it's a small batch. Looks like I had a little bit of siphoning with this jar, but that's okay. I got 2 pints and a half pint, and the mushrooms that I harvested were from a block that says that it's for advanced growers on the bottom, so I was a little bit nervous that I wouldn't get them to grow, but they grew fine. They're called the Nameko, and more of our family prefers the canned mushrooms versus cooking them fresh, and so I just went ahead and stuck them in the Nesco. Good sales. I have something so fun to show you guys. So maybe fun wasn't exactly the correct description, but really cool. I haven't come out to do my chores yet, so the boys are wondering where their hay is, but guys. Are you guys for real friends right now? Are you guys friends? Look at this. Oh my goodness. Chloe. Oh, she's not beating her up at all. I actually was able to scratch Lufa this morning too, so she's kind of taming up, which is good. She's a little bit crazy. But guys, I've never seen Chloe be sweet to another pig. And here we are. Chloe has an actual friend. Alert the presses, huh? Hey, Loofah girl, I know you guys want me to give you your food. It's definitely chore time. There we go. Good scritches. Don't be jealous, Chloe. Very good. Oh, lovely. Oh, this is so good, Chloe. It's gonna be a good summer, isn't it? I just had to round out this video and show you that even though we had a little bit of a struggle at first, Chloe has come around and she loves her new friend. I'm so happy for you. Anywho, that's gonna be that for this week. I have 4 goats that are due to kid. 2 of them are due on the 21st and the 23rd. So next week we should have some more baby goats on the ground. If you want to get caught up on the baby goats for this season, I have this playlist. I'll see you over there.